So before, I have another headline I can do, Tina, Monica, but let me pause. Anybody on the Clubhouse side or Twitter side, did you want to unmic? Did that resonate with you? Anything we said? I always want to acknowledge we have our audio audience, and we'd love to hear from you if you wish to unmic and jump in. I'll pause for 3 seconds because I can't do 10. Tina's too long.
They're breathing.
Okay, cool. So we'll continue on. Good. So the other headline, older adults are obsessed, Monica, with these 5 tech tips. See what you think about this. This, again, is another article in the Wall Street Journal. Health wearables. Christina said do not. There's a story behind that. Christina knows. Health wearables. We have home assistants. We have streaming services, Monica. We have password protection. We have scam prevention. We have a few things here, Monica. So when you see this, Monica, this headline, what I think is interesting, older adults are obsessed with these 5 tech topics. Sometimes, Monica, my ignorance, you think, oh, let my niece do it. But this headline implies, in fact, no, they're like, boo, you can step to the side. Granddaddy got it. What do you think when you see the headline, Monica?
I think that headline is right on. For the years that I was still in the productivity and organizing field, Ramon, I worked with a lot of seniors, and I can tell you firsthand, they had me showing them how to not just doing things for them on their computer, but teach me how to do this. No matter who we are, we want to and need to feel capable as human beings. And older adults are just like younger adults, just in older bodies, right? We all want to feel like we can take care of ourselves and that we are taking smart steps to protect ourselves. And so I absolutely think this is right on. And I also think that as of course, younger generations become older, that technology learning curve is going to become less and less steep, because just like you and I, we're Gen X, Ramon. We didn't grow up with laptops and iPhones. And so our learning curve, when we leaped into technology, we were full on adults. But the kids today, they have it from the time they're young. And so as they get older, they will already have a knowledge base that is where they're familiar with technology. They're comfortable with it. That's the other real important thing. And as far as today's seniors go, I think the more we can lean into the fact that our human brains are plastic and malleable and excited to learn new things, we should support our seniors in learning the things that they feel competent and capable of learning. I think it's super exciting.
Absolutely. Listen, we have about 3 more minutes to go before we turn into, I'm just going to call it right now, the Dr. Janie Lacey. So I feel like I'm some big-time Hollywood producer. I mean, I should just hire Dr. Janie Lacey to work for me. I'd give her like a cup of Cafe Bustelo. I couldn't give it to her daily. I'd probably only could afford to give it to her like once a week or so. We'll see if her agent would allow her to accept that. I have a feeling it'd be a hard no. Ramon, I can hear her voice. Ramon, I love you, but that's a no. Anyways, everybody, again, this is the live show, 5 a.m. To 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on live video, and then we go back into Clubhouse and have our discussion with our amazing hosts as well, 9 a.m. and afterwards. I'm here being co-hosted serendipitously, which I love. Stars Tina, thanks for being here. Stars Tina, stay with me for a bit here, and Monica Ricky, as well as we continue on with the Breakfast with Champions show. You know, I'm going to sneak in because it's like it's live TV. Can I sneak in a commercial break, another commercial break, Steve? That's okay, Mom? Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. Let's see if I just love clicking these buttons. It is so cool. Let's do one. So Icon Meals is a friend of Scott Simons and etc. Let's hear from them real quick. Here we go.
Icon Meals really made it easy to lose weight. It's so easy to hit your goals when you basically have your own personal chef. I just order my food online and it shows up at my door a few days later.
Is the coupon code. All right. Listen, let me give you the final word, Stars Tina and Monica. And if you're available, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Dr. Janie, feel free to give me a thumbs up if we can bring you on right now. Dr. Janie, we'll have a little bit of discussion and banter. Cool. And then I'm going to go off, but if Stars Tina and Monica, you all can stay. That's great. But I'll let you all do that in our back chat. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Dr. Janie. What's up, Dr. Janie Lacey? How are you?
I am doing well. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Stars. Hi, Monica.
Good morning.
Good
Ramon, are
to
you
see
going to be putting that Icon daily food thing in BWC? Because I need that information, and that looks really good.
Absolutely. Iconmeals.com's then coupon code BWC Daily. Dr. Jenny Lacey, what are you going to talk about today? 10 seconds. Just give us a taste, a little preview. What are you going to talk about today? What's
Yes.
going on? I know you always bring it. Talk to us.
We are bringing in a special guest to have a conversation around the champions mindset with the NCAA just recently wrapping up. It's going to be a lively conversation. So glad to have our special guest and to have Monica and Stars join us in the conversation.
Absolutely. Did you know, Dr. Jenny Lacey, I was having an event with Christina Howard. This is what she was referring to, Stars Tina. And I was doing a live event with Christina Howard's having her youth summit in North Carolina, I believe it was. And, you know, I forgot what happened, but here's how it went in my mind as of today. Young bro challenging me like he thought I was like an old goat. He's like, really? Please. And I'm like, please, back to him. Right now, let's drop and do push-ups. Dr. Jenny Lacey, Monica, and Stars Tina. He's thinking, Ramon's got to be 60, 70 with his cane, maybe 80. He was out of breath on the floor heaving, and I was still going like sipping a cup of water with no sugar in it. So
that's right. There you go. There you go. Don't underestimate.
We'll bring you back, Dr. Jenny, in 10 seconds, as I'm going to try to produce rest of this. We'll bring you back, Dr. Jenny Lacey, in 1 second. So Stars Tina, Monica, thanks for rolling with me. Stars Tina, you want to say any last word before we transition over to Dr. Jenny Lacey? I know you're going to be with her.
No last words, but really quick on the topic when you were talking about seniors, we can't underestimate them. During COVID, my mother would go live all the time on Facebook when she walked. I'm like, why are you doing that? Nobody cares. People were actually talking to her while she was on there, and now she's getting paid. She's like, Facebook wants to pay me. Instagram wants to pay me. I'm like, how? Why? So yeah, the seniors are doing the most.
I love it. I love it. Monica, last words from you, please.
You know what? Kudos to your mom. That is such an inspiring thing to see seniors just really leaning in and embracing. And like Karen was saying in the chat, she's 65 and she is just like rocking it. She is a lifelong learner. I love it. It's inspiring.
Absolutely. So I got to click banners, take off Monica. Good. So I'm going to bring in you, Dr. Jenny Lacey, right now. Here we go. Add to stream. And I'm going to remove myself, Dr. Jenny Lacey. So feel free to run the show. Give me verbal cues when you want your guest, Damon, to come up. I'll leave Monica and Stars Tina for now, but you can just verbal cue me and say what you want. And I'll be listening. Thanks so much. It's your show now. Dr. Jenny.
Yes, I'll let you know when to bring Damon up. But yes, good morning. And thank you for hanging Monica and Stars. It's going to be a great conversation. You know what I was thinking about? I had participated in Orlando with a private community around talking about the NCAA. And it just made me really think about not only, this is not when it comes to, let me kind of put this disclaimer, trauma or anyone that's going through any type of mental health issues. We're not talking about changing their mindset to a champion's mindset. There's other things that have to happen. But for the rest of us, right, that are on a journey, it's important for us to understand what our mindset looks like in order to really, really start a different journey. And I would love to hear your thoughts here in a minute, Monica. But when it comes to success in life, and I think about Stars and Monica, my own life, right? It was so imperative for me to have a positive mental attitude, and it was essential because it wasn't always that way. There were times where I had a very negative mindset, just coming from where I came from, not thinking that I could do certain things. But we also know that confidence builds courage. So being able to do things, it can continue to build courage, and not only in my life, but just the people around me. But I also have discovered, and this is where we can bring in our guest here in just a minute, it's not just having skills and knowledge, right? So at some point I was just thinking it's just around having skills and knowledge. But one of the things that I discovered was I wasn't believing in myself. So if we don't believe in ourselves and push forward with confidence in particular, then it's going to be very difficult for us to reach our goals. And I just loved Glenn's kicking off our show this morning, talking about habits and just some of the goals and why winners and losers both have goals. But there is a difference to those that actually get to be champions or to be winners. But this is why I think it's so important for us to find, all of us, no matter what career we are, where we are in our life, for us to find our own champion's mindset, or whether it's through exercise, any of those types of things. But an internal source of motivation and inspiration that will help us get through any challenges. And I see this for many of my clients as well, and obstacles, because life is going to throw us all obstacles. You know, we are starting the day right now. So as soon as we go out in the world or start our day, we don't know what obstacles are going to throw at us, Stars, right? So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. But it could be something as simple, you know, when I think about it, it could be something as simple as repeating, for some people, right, a mantra. We hear this on Breakfast with Champions, or visualization. Again, I'm not talking about people that are having mental health challenges or trauma, because that's a different level of healing that needs to happen first. But it could be something as some I used to have in the back of my office, but creating vision boards and having those vision boards where we're looking at our goals every single day as a reminder of the things that we want to achieve in life. But whatever works for you. So I think sometimes people hear us talking and they realize, well, I can't do that. Well, it's whatever works for you to get you to your goals. We're just kind of having a conversation to inspire people to make something part of their own daily routine. So when we believe in ourselves and staying focused and never giving up, no matter what obstacles come our way, with the champion's mindset, I believe anything is possible, Monica. So I'm going to have our guest come up. Today we have a special guest that's going to co-host with us, Damon Lane. He's a former college basketball athlete from the University of Northern Kentucky, and he's going to join us to chat about what athletes do and what we can learn from them in developing our new mindset. So welcome to Breakfast with Champions show, Damon.
Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you, Stars and Monica.
Nice to meet you.
So before we jump in with you, Damon, I want to hear from you for a minute, Monica and Stars, about your thoughts, even about the champion's mindset, just some of the things that I shared. What are your thoughts, Monica?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind, Dr. Janie, and thank you so much for having me sit in here on this conversation. Your segments have been some of my favorites across the last couple of years. One of the first things that came to my mind is that when we're talking about champions can be made in, well, a couple of different ways. But we think about, I have to have this mindset in order to do the thing. But what is actually true, scientifically proven, is that we don't have to have the mindset before we do it. We can also start from the other end, which is doing it, which cultivates the mindset. So the body can start or the mind can start. You can approach it from either side of that circle, and it will complete the circle if you stay consistent enough. That was my own experience, actually.
Absolutely love it. Sometimes it's not a matter of waiting for our thoughts and our minds and all the things to line up. It's a matter of doing it. And then that's where our courage and our confidence can be built, because action builds courage. So thank you, Monica. And Stars, what are your thoughts?
Wow, loving the conversation. I'm not sure if anyone here heard of a movie called Joy. I watched it again this weekend, and it's all about what you just said, don't stop believing. And in this particular movie, the main character, when she was a little girl, her grandmother kept pouring to her head, you are going to be amazing, you are going to be great. But everyone else in her life was so negative to her. I don't know if you guys know those mops now that you pull them out and it's got the scrunchy cord on it. So everyone in her family, from her father to her mother, you're a loser, you can't do this, you can't do that. She was on QVC, that failed. She just kept failing and failing and failing and failing. But she had her grandmother's voice in her head constantly saying, you're going to change the world. And by the end of the movie, she ended up being the top person with QVC and HSN. And it just made me realize sometimes we just need that one person, that little voice, because her dad's like, I'm sorry I made you feel confident. I'm sorry I made you think you could change the world. And, at first she was like getting it. She was like, and her little girl said, well, Mom, Nanny said that you're going to change the world. You're going to be a massive woman. And she's like, well, she was wrong. I'm a loser. But then she tapped into her grandmother's thoughts. And I totally agree with that. So I love today's topic, champion mindset shift. That's what I've done recently, Dr. Janie. And again, thank you for having me on with you today.
Absolutely. And I have not seen that movie, but I will. But it made me think, Stars, I think we all probably, and even Damon can chime in here in a minute, we probably all have experiences through our life where people told us we couldn't do it or spoke certain things inside of us. And I remember my own experience of working for someone else's private practice, Stars, and I was ready to jump and to do my own thing. And I remember really, really vividly, the person I was working for sat and told me that I was not ready to build my own business because I didn't have enough referrals. And don't you know, many, many years later, this person came back to eat their words and wanting to partner with me, wanting to meet with me. So I remember all those things that you never know, right? How your words can also hurt, but also can they inspire others. And I can have many, many examples, but I do want to bring Damon into this conversation with the ladies here this morning. So Damon, as you reflect back for Northern Kentucky University. I mean, what are some of your habits that you would say that you've adopted and contributed to being on a winning team when it comes to your mindset?
Just dedication. I think that was the most important. A lot of people don't understand how much time actually goes into playing sports. Especially in college, it's like you have a full-time job. It was nothing for me to spend 8 hours in a day in a gym. It could be 5 hours just working on your craft, or 3 hours watching film. So I adopted a lot of studying, and I brought that into my world as I work now. I have the same study habits. I want to know everything and continue to learn. So that, that's what I pretty much bought in.
Thank you for sharing that, Damon. So I'm going to go back to Monica and Stars, and we're going to come back to you, Damon. So before Damon answers, our athlete here on the panel, I mean, what do you think, Monica, do you believe to be the most important factor to be for success, right? And then Damon can answer for athletes. I mean, what do you think?
Anti-fragility. There's this idea that we talk about in Heroic Coach around anti-fragility, and it's really the contrast between being fragile and easily broken and easily deterred, and the middle ground is resilient, which is being able to bounce back from being punched in the face or discouraged, all the way to anti-fragile, which is when you get that to that place where you have the belief that whatever happens, you don't even have to know what it is, but that you have the belief in yourself that whatever happens, you will handle it, you will figure it out, and that in doing so, you become even stronger and more powerful.
Absolutely.
Anti-fragility.
Love it, Monica. And I keep hearing that word belief. I mean, just belief, just believing in yourself and believing. And this is also what I believe is faith, right? Is believing in something that has not yet been seen and walking out then faith by also doing the work. So what are your thoughts, Stars?
So, of course, in my mind, I have all these words: dedication, like you said, hard work. But the main word that really sticks out for me is integrity. Because the way you do one thing is the way you're going to do everything. And when it comes to business, life, relationships, nutrition, the way you show up, it has to be authentic, in my opinion. And that's where the success comes. I didn't realize, I'm not going to say challenging, fun. I'm going to say fun. Like preparing for this right here yesterday, I was watching all the news shows, 5 a.m. with Al Roker, this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, I have to do this. And Damon made me think about it, sitting there for hours watching I don't watch other players because I'm basketball, but I get it. I was watching other people, and I was just like, as I watched it, I was like, okay, Tina, you got to do your makeup tomorrow morning, because I was just going to pop on. But then when I watched others, I was like, okay, I got to put into the work. I got to put the work in. Integrity. So if you have a solid base, a solid foundation of where you're going and what you want, it's just going to make it so much easier. That helps with my champion mindset. Back to you.
I love that, Stars. Integrity. It reminds me of, I like to tell people to really deep down develop their own roots and not be fruit pickers, right? Because like, as Damon said, we can go and be inspired by other people. But what you said, Stars, is we want to be authentic. We want to be unique. And that's our secret sauce. So don't go around picking other people's fruit. Go ahead and develop your roots. Grow your own tree. You can be inspired by other people, but truly, truly develop what is you. Because there'll never be another Monica. There'll never be another Stars. There'll never be another Damon. There'll never be another Dr. Janie. So Damon, what do you believe?
Very quick, Dr. Jason, before you say that, I want to piggyback off what you said, because when you said picking the fruits, I have to tell you, whenever I watched you doing your lives on Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so beautiful. I have to do my makeup. So I do pick from other fruits and then put it into my roots to help me even better. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
That's right. That is called inspiration. So Damon, we want to hear from you. So NKU basketball alumni, former athlete. I mean, what do you believe when you look back and being part of a winning team is the most successful, or the most important factor, I should say, for success in athletes that we can all learn from?
Well, in a team setting, believe it or not, is rapport. You have to have rapport with your teammates. I have to get along with them. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you're sports fans or not, but you can, sometimes you can see great athletes on the same team and they're supposed to win, but they just don't have it. They don't have the rapport to be successful. And then it becomes a struggle between two different powerful players. And when you have players like that, sometimes you can also get clicks on a small team. So the first thing you need to do is have rapport. Once you have rapport with those teammates and you're willing to sometimes make sacrifices, just to be successful. Every player wants to be successful. And me in my position, my thing was, what can I do to help other players be successful? What do I need to sacrifice? Do I need to sacrifice scoring? Do I need to sacrifice having the ball all the time? When people are happy and you have rapport with them, then they actually will play for you. And then with them having that rapport comes success. And success means winning games.
Success means winning games. And I don't know if you heard me recapping earlier, Damon. Glenn Lundy, who's also from your state of Kentucky.
Yes.
You Kentucky boys. He was talking about the Atomic Habits, and he was playing a clip, and he was talking about that winners and losers have the same goals, right? But only one of them become champions. So we can all start out the same. And I like that you thought of, and because we're a team here at Breakfast with Champions show, we're a team, even though we're all individuals. But I do believe in the power of community and having a similar goal and not working against each other on teams. I know I had my own experiences from a business standpoint, is hiring people who essentially wanted to be you. And this is what I mean by that, Stars and Monica, is that you cannot have someone on your team who's jealous of you. Because, sometimes we could be looking for that python to strike. And I mean, for that, cobra to strike. And it's the python that's the closest to us. It's the gentle squeeze. So with that team mentality, also moving moderately, I think, Damon, and having a level of vetting people and not assuming that just because people are on your team that they're for you. So what are your thoughts there, Stars?
Woo, girl, you are talking to the choir right now, because I am the queen of collaboration and wanting to help the world and change things and give. When the average person that I've been around isn't like that, and then I got messed up in the end. For example, doing events, putting things together, and I'm thinking we're all on the same page for one thing to better the world. And then later on, I find out they're saying different things or doing different things that's not building me up. And then again, they just kind of leave. I think I spoke about this earlier about letting go of certain people so there's space for other people. And I actually had an incident recently where someone didn't really appreciate my worth. And I know what I put into my career. A lot of people think, oh, you're into fitness, you're just dancing and jumping around and lifting weights. Hello, no, there's a lot of research, okay, from studying, reading the books, watching videos. Like Damon said, I put a lot into what I do. And when I have a client, it's all here. But some people don't appreciate their work. I know I got off the topic, but back to what you said, it's super important that you have people around you that appreciate you and know your worth.
Absolutely. We want to be champions, hang with champions, and you want to be around people who truly, truly want to see you win. And not, there was a saying that I heard yesterday, and I was listening to a sermon. I can't remember exactly what Jerry Flowers was saying, but he was saying something about that you'll really see how people who are really loyal to you when they have other options, right? So when you kind of really think about that from that standpoint, Monica, what do you think is part of how do you develop a winning mentality? And then we'll go back to our athlete.
Well, so much of what we just talked about, right? Consistency, integrity, the building that anti-fragile confidence that, you can push through whatever obstacles may come your way, because that's really the essence of building a winning mentality and success, is being able to say to yourself, having that realistic expectation that this might not be a cakewalk. And what am I going to do when I come up against something hard? That's the difference between a champion and not, is the champions persevere. Like Glenn was saying this morning, they both have the same goals, but only one is willing to do what it takes. Right. And so I love the idea of what Damon said about rapport as well. When you have a team of people, you also have to understand that as you grow, and I'm dealing with this with some of my clients right now, as your team grows, they have to have a common goal that they share. And you, as the leader of the team, have to be tuned in to what the dynamic is, so that if you have a little bit of a challenging person on that team who might have a need that they need to feel significant, or that they need to have, maybe a little certainty, or they might be someone who's poking other people. It's important as the leader grows a team to be able to identify those people and be able to mitigate and manage that so that it doesn't spread, because anything can spread in a team. I'm sure as Damon knows, right? And when you're able to identify those areas where the problem is originating, then you tackle it at the root. And that whether that's poor attitude, morale, rapport between team members, whatever it might be. And you have to be courageous. And I think you have to be willing to bench your best players sometimes to show leadership and really make an example of what we will and what we are and are not about on this team.
Thank you so much, Monica. And I appreciate that thought. And we're going to come back to you in just a moment, Damon, because I do want to welcome those that are maybe just joining us to the Breakfast with Champions show. So wherever you are on any of the platforms, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Clubhouse, whether it's YouTube, please tell us where you are, where you're from, and what are some of your takeaways from what we're sharing when we're talking about developing a winning mindset, a champion's mindset. So please go ahead and comment, and we would love to get back to you and hear what's your takeaways, what's hitting you. So Damon, when you think about the winning mentality, could you share, because this is also important, because people are listening to us and I don't want them to just get discouraged, because sometimes when we're like rah rah rah, people like, you know what, I'm not in that place, I'm not feeling it. So can you share with us, especially with you having been on a champion team, can you share an example of how you remain motivated and stayed positive after a loss or a setback? Because somebody who is listening or watching or will be listening to us or watching us, they're in a setback right now. So how can people remain motivated by taking some lessons from a champion athlete's mindset?
Well, you know, like Monica stated earlier, you have to be able to get up when you fail. And one thing that basketball does is if you make a mistake, the fans feel the mistake more than you do. You make the mistake and you have to pick yourself up and continue to play. So, you know, by having that attitude, you know, is a double-edged sword, because sometimes I may go through things and I pick myself up too fast and I have to deal with those things later on in life. But playing basketball my whole life, I'm able to, you know, get up, pick myself up, smile, continue to push through and still look for that common goal. So I guess it pretty much depends on the individual. You have to have a strong mindset to actually be able to do that. Some people, you know, they may make a mistake in the game, just one mistake. It might be minute, but that might affect their whole game. Compared to, you know, me, I made the mistake, fine, we'll get it back the next play. And that's going back to having rapport with your teammates, because some of your teammates may not have your support in that moment. You know, you need someone to pat you on the back, say, hey, it's okay, come on, we'll get it next time. That really helps you create that champion mindset. And that goes with rapport, just, you know, becoming a family, having trust in each other. So, you know, even though it's not individual, it's a team, it's a team sport, it's still, you still need that assistance from your team.
You still need that assistance from your team. And Christina Howard Damon just loves your line, pick yourself up and continue to play. You know, it reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Gladiator. It's kind of like you're face down in the dirt, Tina, right? And you smell the dirt and you get back up, you start swinging that sword. So love that. So Damon, if you can help us and if you can share with us today, right? So how has your experiences, because this is also where we want to, no matter what anyone has gone through, it's whether it's teaching us a lesson, it's teaching us something to continue to put us in a place of growth. I mean, what has your own experiences as an athlete, how has it shaped your current outlook in life? I mean, what can you share with us?
Having success when playing sports builds confidence. And I'm continuing optimistic, you know, because I know what success feels like. And I know that I could fail and I'm going to be okay. So, and, you know, that carries over my life to where it's like, I'm going to smile every day and be happy because I know that I've been successful before. It's okay. I know I can pick myself up. So that's carried over for me, you know, and my team. I'm not going to say me and my team having success. It builds a confidence in you. It changes the way that you walk into certain situations. I don't do a whole lot of interviews, but I'm here. Hey, it's fine. You know, it's a confidence thing. So, you know, it really shapes you. It shapes your work ethic. It shapes you wanting to obtain goals. So just winning, it just gives me the foundation to be successful.
The foundation to be
Lacey,
successful.
can I ask Damon a quick question?
Sugar. It's good.
So when you were talking, I was thinking why some people don't win. I was thinking about my clients, and I think it's ego and pride. Have you ever been to a point where, well, I've done so much, and you have this ego or pride where you didn't push through? Have you ever dealt with that at all, Damon?
No, it's just, I guess it depends on the individual. You know, past experiences also determine whether or not you're going to be able to push through things. You know, and you know, I've had traumas in my life, and basketball helped me through them. You know, so with that said, I've never had that experience, but I'm pretty sure other people have, and it sometimes just depends on the individual.
Thank you so much for answering that. Because I don't understand how I'll have a client and they're just like, they think I can do this. And it's like, leave the ego at the door and then just keep pushing through. So thank you so much for that advice.
And just giving you more of your question is that, remember, in a team setting, in order for you to have success, you have to leave the ego at the door. That's when that rapport comes in. You know, I got 13 or 14 other guys with testosterone who want to be successful. And in me seeing a bigger picture, I say, okay, let me just step back a little bit and let's see how I can get everybody on the same page. So that you have to leave your ego at the door in certain situations.
Have to leave your ego at the door in certain situations. Absolutely love that. You know, we have a few more minutes, Damon, but I would love for you to share, because you just mentioned it. And I believe that we share in order to inspire others, especially in the sense that they can see a Stars or a Monica or Damon or Dr. Janie and think, well, that's not me. You know, you mentioned that you've gone through some traumas. What can you share with us? You know, I know that you had a devastating trauma at the age of 14. How have you used that to fuel you and to being having a champion's mindset? I mean, what can you say about that in a few minutes so that can help someone that may be listening or watching?
Well, you know, when my mom passed away at that age you said that she did, you know, and back then therapy wasn't mainstream. We didn't understand therapy in the 80s, you know, and it was rather costly coming from my background. So, you know, I had to find something that could help me push through. And what pushed me through was sports, was basketball, was having a family, you know, a team that say everything's going to be okay. So, and then, you know, and playing sports like that, it took my mind off that trauma. You know, it gave me 2, 3, 4 hours to where I didn't have to think about anything in the world except playing that game. So it helped me through a lot of those traumas. People ask me to this day, how was you able to do it? I had an outlet. Sometimes you need an outlet, you know, just to be able to get through trauma. It's okay to have an outlet, but you're still going one day kind of have to face that trauma. And you might not be able to face that trauma right then and there, but later on in life, as you mature and you start to understand things, then you're able to put everything in perspective and then understand that, hey, you know, I went through that trauma for a reason.
That was just a beautiful share. It's like looking at the time and the space, the resources that were in front of you, that you took that pain and that passion, you turned that pain to purpose points is what I hear it. And in those purpose points contributed to that champion mindset, and you kind of integrated it. So when we look at trauma work, a lot of times people try to shove things down. But ultimately, what we want to be able to help people do in trauma work is help them integrate those stories into their life. It's part of their life, even though it may be painful. But just the fact that you're sharing that with us right now, someone's going to hear that and they're going through something. They may not be able to receive it because they're in the middle of it, but continuously going and growing through it is going to be so important. And I'm so glad that Ramon is back, because we want to hear from some of the viewers and listeners, some of their comments and their thoughts. What can you share with us, Ramon? What's everyone saying about this?
Absolutely. People are saying it's on fire. I think people are still overwhelmed that we're doing live video. And if I may, I just want to bring, if I may, Dr. Lindy, bring Dre in as well, athlete to athlete. Dre, can I bring you in right now? Is that okay with you, brother? Let me know. Just do a thumbs up if you're good. Okay, cool. I think I hope you.
Yes.
Great. Here we go. Okay, and you can go mute off every
I'm juggling a bunch of.
Yeah, you're good. You're
devices
good.
right
You can go mute. I just want to mention, bring Damon to meet Dre. But Dr. Janie
Hello,
Lacey,
Dre.
what a great session. Let's give the Clubhouse audience. Anybody want to unmic, say your name, and just say, "Hey, Dr. Janie," and say your name is, and talk to Dr. Janie Lacey and her guests as we wrap up the end of this amazing segment. I'll pause. I'm going to try, Dr. Janie, to pause for 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And again, Clubhouse side, Twitter Spaces aside, we have not forgotten you. You are fully a part of this program, but we always want to give you space, especially towards the end of our segments, to jump in. And I'll do it one more time. Anybody on the Clubhouse side want to say hi to Dr. Janie Lacey? And if not, it's okay. Or Demond, her guest.
It's Mary Lynn.
Mary Lynn, the mic is yours. Go.
Sound check.
And just mute yourself across platforms, Mary Lynn. And I'll bring you back down, Dre, so you can test a bit. Oh, no. I'll keep you there, Dre, so you can test a bit. But Mary Lynn, the mic's yours. Talk to us.
I just want to make sure I wasn't causing some feedback. Dr. Janie, I'm not hurt that it is no longer Therapy Thursday, but Mindset Monday. You guys are killing it. And teamwork makes the dream work. So loving it, guys.
Thank
Great.
you. Thank you.
And Dre, what you do want to do, Dre, unless it causes problem for you, just mute yourself on the Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces side. We're bringing that feed through here. But Dr. Janie Lacey, first of all, Demond, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being here. What a great segment. But Dr. Janie Lacey, please, the show is still yours. I was just jumping in to get any Clubhouse feedback, Twitter. But take us out. What do you want to wrap us up with? What a great segment you've had today. Please take it away.
Yep, absolutely. So I want to go around to our panel and even Dre. Hello, Dre. Good morning. Glad that you are here. But I want to start with our special guest, Demond. I mean, what would be some of if you had to summarize in 10 seconds what you want people to take away with how they can develop a champion's mindset, a winning mindset from your own personal experience? I mean, what can you share with us? And then we'll have Monica and Stars do the same.
Basically, have the mentality to push through. Because believe it or not, successful is contagious. Once you get over that first hurdle, successes continue to come to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Demond. We certainly enjoyed you being here with us and being part of our special co-host team on this kickoff. And we hope to have you back. So Stars, the same question. I mean, what are some 10 seconds from our conversation? I mean, what do you want people to take away?
Yes, 10 seconds. My key takeaway is your vibe is your tribe, your vibration. Make sure that you're constantly surrounding yourself with amazing people, because that's going to fuel you and make you a better person. And then you can change the world. There you go.
Thank you, Stars. You can change the world. And Monica.
Champions are accountable to their future selves. You got to decide who is your future self and act as if you are that person today.
Love it. Love it. Monica makes me think of Les Brown's quote, hell on earth is meeting the person you could have been. No, we want to be that person. Well, I certainly appreciate you all joining us, Demond, because when I hear your conversation, I think about what are the common things that athletes do to win championships. I hear developing and maintaining a strong work ethic, staying focused on their goals, having a positive attitude, maintaining good physical health. That's important. Following the advice of coaches and trainers, that's the team as well, and continuing to learn and hone in on your skills and utilizing strategies in competition that are led by example, both on and off the field. So thank you so much for joining us, Demond, and we hope to see you in the future. And Ramon, let's bring in our next athlete.
Indeed, Demond, thank you. I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to bring up Dre. Demond, nice to meet you. Dr. Janie Lacey, what a great job. Indeed, Dre Baldwin, you're going live now. Oh, that's right. Dre is streaming too.
Yeah, I'm talking to my IG audience and letting them know what's happening.
So, Dre, what did you think about that? Dr. Janie Lacey had a athlete, as you are, Dre, just for 5 seconds here, chat a little bit, and talked about champions mindset, perseverance, keep going on, etc. You know this. Talk to Dr. Janie. You know this aspect from your experience, Dre.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whole thing. I
That's
only
okay.
heard pieces
I'm
of it. I
being
was
an
kind of
athlete.
getting my stuff in order right there. But yeah, absolutely. The great thing about sports as it parallels the business is that showing up every day, doing the work, dealing with setbacks. Not every shot's going to go in. There's so many parallels between what we do, especially in the entrepreneurship world and the professional world. And this is why sales companies and professional organizations, they like to recruit athletes out of college to come work for them, even if they're not going to play a sport. Because of the discipline that we have to have. We're used to being coached. We know what it means to organize a schedule, showing up every day. And we understand that sometimes we're going to lose, sometimes we're going to win. And those are things that everybody needs, no matter what you do in life.
I love it. I love it. Dr. Janie Lacey, one more time, if you don't mind, just tell us who you are, what you do. Again, we have, I always get the numbers confused, 27,000 or 27 million. I can't know the amount of viewers we have here. But Dr. Janie Lacey, one more time, tell us who you are, how we can reach you as we get ready to start Dre Baldwin's segment, Dr. Janie.
Thank you so much, Ramon. And I absolutely love that, Dre. And I just love the work on your game, because that is absolutely phenomenal. Because whether we are in sports, whether we're in our career, whether it's in our life, we're constantly working on ourselves. And I am Dr. Janie Lacey, and you can find me on any of the social media outlets at Dr. Janie Lacey. And I'm happy to answer any of your comments.
Thank you, Dr. Janie Lacey. Listen, Dre Baldwin, the mic is all yours, brother. Listen, this is the Breakfast Champion Show. My name is Ramon Ray. You can find